What is going on, Tacomaholics, and welcome back to the channel. Got another balmy day here in Northern Virginia. Yesterday I just uploaded a video going over the Rotopax exterior locking storage container, and much to my surprise it turns out that thing is nowhere near waterproof. So today I thought it'd be fun to give it a couple more water tests to see exactly what we're dealing with, and then to attempt to waterproof it myself, because the one I got on Amazon, it's $70, and that excludes the locking mount you need to get to put it either on your bed rack or on your bed rails over here. So for that amount of money, I think it should be, if not 100% waterproof, then way more waterproof than it was. Because if you check out that video, which I will link to above, there's quite a bit of water got in just from simulating some rainfall, pouring it over the top of the container. So for the water test I did yesterday, I had the Rotopax sitting perpendicular like it is on my tailgate, and I dribbled the water over the top portion of the Rotopax. So this would be a perfect simulation of a rainwater test if you actually had the Rotopax mounted to one of your bed rails, since it would sit at that 90-degree angle. However, for my Rotopax, as you can see when it's mounted on the side of my KB Voodoo bed rack, it is sitting more of at, 85-degree angle. So just out of curiosity, I'm going to go ahead and do the same exact water test, just dribbling water over the top there to see if that has any impact on how much water is getting in. And just like yesterday, I got the inside of this completely dry, got it packed full of dry paper towels. So I'm going to go ahead and close this up, put it back on my bed rack, and then simulate some rainfall, 75 or 80-degree angle, to see if that makes any difference at all on how much water actually gets on the inside of this thing. And let's see what we get for the first test results. Open it up. Alright, there is still some water in there compared to the directly vertical test. Again, the corners are very dry. I assume because when this is closed, there's a lot more pressure on there because of the straps right there. There's a little water in the middle, and then a little water in the middle on the bottom side, but the sides are completely dry, so the water still gets in there at that angle like I'm going to have on my rack, but is definitely less pronounced than when the Rotopax is oriented at a 90-degree upright angle. Before we get into all the other testing, I'm going to go ahead and give the Rotopax a water test exactly how it's going to be on my vehicle. So it is mounted to the side of my bed rack at a slight backward angle, and it is locked down. So having this locked down does put more pressure on the center here. So I'm wondering if that will be enough to completely waterproof it. So let's see what we get. And the test results are in, and you are not the father. Alright, let's see what we get here. Fully locked down. I'm not going to say it's 100% dry, but it is by far way better than when the locking part was not engaged. So I'm pretty pleased with that. It's literally just a small piece right here. And again, mine would be oriented like this on the side of my truck when it's locked down. So top middle on the right side just a little bit, left side completely dry, bottom dry. So that's definitely pleasing. I can live with that. For the next test, even though I know I'm never going to have my Rotopax oriented on my truck in the horizontal fashion, I am curious to see how it holds up for the water when it is in the horizontal fashion and water is falling on it from the top here. It's actually not too bad. I feel like from the horizontal position it seems a little more water resistant. There's a little water again right here in what would be the middle top, and then a little more on the middle bottom, but the corners are completely dry down the complete sides right there, so not too bad. And then for the next test, to simulate this sitting in the horizontal position on the side of a rack, I just have it leaning on my inside fender well here on the bed. The angle is roughly the same, so again, water from the top. And for the results of the horizontal angled test, again, as with the vertical angled test, it's still got a little dampness towards the middle. Sides are completely dry, but definitely less moisture than when it was sitting in the 90-degree position. And now for the penultimate fix and test, I am going to be using a few different types of weather stripping to see if that actually will help and keep all the water out. So what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be running one type of weather stripping along the bottom side and then the other from the top middle here down on the top side. I ran over to Home Depot and got a few of these. This first one is just rubber foam. It's got one adhesive side, 3/8 wide, 5/16 thick. This is about a 1/4 inch right here, so that should fit nicely. This is definitely the cheaper type of insulation, so I'm curious to see how it compares to the more expensive one. This is only $2 or $3. I will put a link down in the description below where you can pick it up. The more expensive one at $6 or $7. It is this D profile. You can see this one is just square. So with the D profile, it is 5/16 wide and a 1/4 inch thick. So I will run this one along the top right here. So I'm going to get those installed real quickly and then do the final water test and see if it helps out at all. Okay, and here's everything with all the insulation installed. On the bottom here you see I have the cheaper square foam insulation, which is definitely thicker than the top. Here I have, it's like a D channel where, if you can see right there, the inside is hollow so it compresses easier. Curious to see if both of them work first of all, and then if one works better than the other. So I got my dry paper towels loaded up for one last water test. I am going to go ahead and mount this back on my rack with the lock on the middle, simulate a full condition like it will be when it is on the side of my truck on a regular basis. Okay, and moment of truth. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't just a little bit nervous. Okay, feeling around. This is excellent. Not a drop of water. Paper towels are 100% dry. I literally don't even feel one drop in here. So both sides, I had the cheaper foam insulation on the bottom side and the more expensive hollow D insulation on the top side. So both of them worked. It is sort of a pain to cut these out yourself. You got to take your time, make sure everything's nice and tight. It would be nice if Rotopax canisters came with some kind of insulation like this, some weather stripping, so they were waterproof from the factory, from the manufacturer. But for the time being, it looks like you got to do it yourself. So it can be done. This is now 100% waterproof based on my test. Pleased about that. So I guess I will go inside and I'll probably go with the D channel because it was a lot easier to cut and maneuver. So just keep this in mind. If you do buy a Rotopax, you will have to waterproof it yourself. Alright everyone, that will do it for this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, please go ahead and consider subscribing to the channel. Comment below, hit the like button, and the bell notification so you're notified every time I upload, which is twice a week. Stay tuned, and I will see you in the next video.